Hello, Mark Satterfield here. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to share a story that was told to me by my friend and client Brenda. She's a real estate agent out in California. Hasn't been a real estate agent for a long period of time, and as she will readily admit, got into real estate because she watched way too many of those Bravo reality shows. And like a lot of real estate agents, she has aspirations to sell multi-million dollar properties to millionaires and to get listings from millionaires. But as she told me, problem was I don't really know a lot of rich people. Okay. So she had read my book, and I spent a lot of time in the book talking about networking and how to go about networking and the importance of networking, because as you've heard me say before, the wealthy do business with three groups of people: those they know, those that are referred to them by those they know, and those that are recognized experts in their field. And these networking events really cater to probably the first one, those they know the most. And again, it's worth redefining when we say those they know, and what exactly does that mean? It does not mean that you're necessarily sitting on their yacht, sipping mimosas. What it does mean is that you are familiar. You're somebody that they have seen, someone who's been in their orbit, who is perhaps a constant, or at least a familiar face. Anyway, going back to Brenda. She decided she wanted to go to some of the charity events in the city she lives in California. And she thought this would be a great way to meet some potential affluent and wealthy people, and she's exactly right. She said that she followed my advice and took a girlfriend with her. Now, the smart thing that she did, which I think is just absolutely genius, is she took a girlfriend who was an interior designer. So they were really kind of synergistic, if you think about it, not directly competitive. As Brenda told me, hey, the first time it was gruesome. Really, all the two of us did was we stood around talking to each other because we didn't know anyone and we felt really uncomfortable. The second time we went there with this conviction that we were actually going to meet some new people. And they met a couple of people, but it was still kind of uncomfortable. But she told me something interesting happened the third time they went. The third time they went, they now started to recognize a number of people, and there were other people that recognized them. People, they were starting to get nods of welcome, and people would wave to them. Nothing terribly grandiose. But Brenda told me at the third meeting, she started to feel more comfortable. And not only was she now starting to become a familiar face, but this comfortableness led her to have more confidence, which then meant that she would go out and actually introduce herself to people that were there. So, long story short, Brenda and her friend met someone who was looking for an interior designer. How cool is that? But even better, the lady that wanted to hire the interior designer wanted to do so because she was getting ready to sell her house. Well, yes, okay, Brenda got the listing. It was her first sale, over $2 million. She was ecstatic. So the lesson winds up being that, look, these networking events, these events, whether they're charity or whether they're aficionados, such as cigar smooths, wine aficionados, anything of that nature. Look, they all work at getting you connected and familiar with the wealthy and the affluent. But, and yes, there's always a but, you have to remember that it takes time. Don't set a goal that you're going to meet a whole lot of people the first time, the second time, even the third time. Make the commitment that you're going to gut it out through 4 meetings. If after the end of 4 meetings you haven't met anyone, and you can look yourself in the eye and say, hey, yeah, I did a good job of trying to reach out, but the fish just aren't there, well, then go do something else. But make a commitment to show up 4 times, because this dynamic of becoming a somebody that they do recognize is huge, both in terms of their acceptance of you and your motivation to actually extend yourself and to meet more new people. So that probably wasn't said terribly elegantly, but hopefully you take my point. Anyway, I'll be talking about this more next week in one of my articles, so be on the lookout for that. That's what I got for you today. Hope you found this helpful. If for any reason you have not yet got a copy of my book, please do so. It's a great resource. It's specifically written with people like you in mind who want more wealthy and affluent clients. And there's a link here to get a free copy. Just help me out with the shipping and handling. Okay, well, thank you so much for being a part of my community. This is Mark Satterfield. Bye for now.